Recording in progress.
Okay, so let's begin. Start seated comfortably, close the eyes, and bring the attention within. At the moment of creation, God became part of all living beings everywhere. Tune your mind to the supreme divine consciousness that is within and all around us. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we always have a strong desire for the knowledge that liberates us from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other. Only ever peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. To make this practice even better than meditation, more meaningful and more powerful, renounce all the fruits. Think of this as your divine obligation to all beings everywhere. Do it simply because it must be done. So now let's do the mantra for purification to purify the space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. If you don't know it, just channel the Guru through your voice. Imagine that the Guru is chanting through you. You derive all the benefits as though you're chanting it perfectly. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabahya Byantraha Sjihi. 2 more times. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabahya Bihantraha Sji. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabahya Bihantraha Sji. Let's do spiritual breathing in order to connect, establish a deeper connection with the divine within. Bring the arms up, the palms slightly turned up. From the fingertips, inhale down, the best of the best, through the arms right into the spiritual heart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding it all in the center of the chest and right side of the physical heart. Keep the attention in the breath, hold the breath there. 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale out through the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale down through the arms, right into spiritual heart. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold everything again in the heart. God resides there. Make everything that you brought in an offering to God. Exhale back out through the fingertips, through the arms and out through the fingertips. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time, inhale, everything you need. Feel it streaming down through the arms right into spiritual heart. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding everything in the heart again. Hold the attention to the breath there. Exhale out through the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring the arms down now. Purifier pranayama, to purify all the psychic channels within. There's over 350,000 of them. When they're fully open, fully purified, then you can realize more for yourself and which turn you can also share with others. So left hand in Jnana Mudra, as always stays locked, so as not to dissipate any unnecessary energy. Right hand, second, third fingers fold down towards the palm, turn the palm towards you. Thumb for the right nostril, right ring finger for the left. The count is 4 on the inhale, 12 on the breath retention, and 8 on the exhale. Of course, with the locks, engage the Jalandhara Bandha and the Mula Bandha, the root and throat lock. So breathe out completely to start, sit up tall. Breathe in through both nostrils now. 2, 3, 4. Plug the nose with the thumb and the right ring finger. 2, 3. Contract the buttocks, push the belly button into front of the spine. 5, 6. The tip of the tongue through the mouth behind the teeth, the chin on the chest. 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale out through the left side. 2, 3. Slowly and evenly, the lock should be released. 6, 7, 8. Inhale again. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Keep the chest high so that when you bring your chin down on it, there is no. You can still keep the back straight. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Out through the left side, slowly and evenly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Everything stops. All the attention at the center of the forebrow, the seat of divine perception. 10, 11, 12. Out through the left side, slowly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more on your own. Imagine through this technique, all the purifying effects are going all throughout the body. Remember, though, that the main purifier is the adherence to yama and niyama. And on the exhales, all the impurities leave out with the breath. Take a moment to observe the state of the body, the mind, and the emotions. Good. So now we'll do a little bit of heating breathing just to heat up the body. And this also helps to create a positive mind frame. So it's called positive breathing. We're breathing only through the right side. Inhale for 8, close for 6, exhale out for 8. Okay, so we're just tapping into the Pingala Nadi, which brings about all that positive, vibrant, sunny energy. So the same gesture, same mudra with the right hand. Keep the left side closed the whole time with the right ring finger. Just breathe in and out. Control the breath through the right nostril with the thumb. So sit up tall and straight. Breathe out completely to begin. Close off the left nostril with the right ring finger. Inhale through the right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close both sides of the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, release the right side again. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale to breathe in through the right. 4, raise the chest, fill the lungs. 7, 8, close both nostrils, hold for 6. No need to apply the locks since the count is so short. 4, 5, 6. Exhale out to the right side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, really fill up the lungs. Feel the heat building in the body. 4. Imagine you're bringing the sun right into the body, the radiant energy. Hold for 6. Exhale, send the breath out. Fill the whole body with all that sunny energy. Feel it diffusing everywhere throughout. Continue on your own for a few more cycles. If you do this for 15 to 20 minutes, you'll really start to feel the effects of positivity. But you have to believe in it in order for it to manifest. The attention of the space between the eyebrows. Keep the count very steady, 8, 6, 8. Three more cycles after the one that you're doing right now. Whenever you're done your cycles, just take a moment to observe the state of the body, the mind, and the emotions. No expectations of what you should or should not observe. No attachment to any result. And what truly brings contentment and positivity is the understanding of the ethical rules, understanding of the importance of the ethical rules, and the understanding of the laws of karma. What we're experiencing now is the result of our past deeds, and our negative, sometimes when we get depressed or negative, is a reflection of maybe some deeds that we did in the past that maybe we're not in alignment with those ethical rules. So this uses as motivation to correct our behavior. And when you act in a way that is positive, that is loving, that is compassionate, and adherence to ethical rules, you attract good karma. So going forward, let that always be our intention, and let's put that into practice in our asana practice as well. Practice in a way that delivers the best experience for yourself, and that will in turn be transmitted to all beings everywhere. So now let's begin this sacred practice of offering. Let's come to standing. Okay. So we'll begin with some exercises, of course, as always, to prepare for the body for the practice. Stand with your hands on the hips, circle the head. Take it all the way around if you can. If it feels better for you to do half circles, of course, then move according to your condition. But try to get your ears to the shoulders, the chin to the chest. If you're taking the head all the way around, the back of the head to the top of the back as well. Go in the opposite direction now if you can. Go a little bit faster to heat up the muscles a little bit faster. The right arm now swings backwards. Make as though you're winding up to throw a ball. Go forward. Now the left arm. Feels like you're holding weight to 5 pounds in the hand to make your arm swing more easily. Now go forward. Bring arms up over the head. Turn to the right every time. Turn to the right, the arms come down. Go to the left, the arms come up. Arms are spinning in opposite directions. Start again, up, arms up. Every time you go to your left now, the arms come down. Turn to the right, the arms come up. Now bring the arms up over the head, take hold of the opposite elbows, bend to the left. Go to the right, really pull on the elbow. Go to the left, stretch the whole right side of the body. And then to the right. Try to avoid making wrinkles in the waist. To the left again, stretch. And then to the right. Come back to the center and release the arms. Now, breath of joy, of course, do it with exuberance to make it live up to its name. First 3 movements on an inhale, last one on an exhale. Throw all the negativity out with the breath. It looks like this. Allow the belly to hit the thighs. One more this time. On this one, when you go down, stay down and allow the body to stop bouncing and shaking. And then start to make your way back up. Good. Now shake up the wrists and the fingers. Feel all the joints in the wrists and the fingers being shaken vigorously. Up and down like the wings of a hummingbird. You can do circles if you like, anything to just loosen up all those joints. Then the arms by sides of the body continue to shake. The head flying in all directions. The arms hitting the body like heavy ropes. And then start to slow it down. Good. Now, next, arms up to the side. Feel free to bring your left hand to the wall. Swing the right leg back and forth like a pendulum that went out of control. Try to get the other leg now. Try to get your knee to the shoulder, the toes, the back of the head. And then break. Now, the feet together, the arms by the sides of the body. Zulu jumping. Jump up very high. Stay in the mindset of the child. You'll always be joyful. Get as high as you can. Really push off the toes. And then stop. Now the arms out to the side. arms by sides of the body. We're going to come up with the arms and the heels. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and come back down. Press with your toes. Try not to allow the heels to drop down heavily. 4, 5, 6. Come up again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Reach up very high. Exhale, come back down. 2, 3. Really push through the roots of your toes to control the movement. Come up again. Hollow out the navel. Engage your core and the thighs and the calves. 4, 5, 6, and come back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stay up there. Reach up very, 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 very high. Back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tip the head down. The chin on the chest in a gesture of humbleness. Stay in this humble mindset throughout the practice. Let go of all expectations. Let go of all attachments to results. Let's come to the front of the mat. Surya Namaskara. Hands to the heart. Imagine that you're doing this under the sun, being infused by the light and warmth, representative of the wisdom and the love of the one who's residing already actually within. And send out that love and that light, that wisdom to all beings everywhere, so all beings may benefit from it. Surya Namaskara. Let's try to stay together. Let's move as one. Raise your arms up overhead, arch back, and come down. Bend your knees. If you need to bring your hands flat on the ground. The right foot goes back, lower down the knee, drop down to the seat. And then come into the high plank. Bring the knees down, the seat goes back behind the heels. Glide between the arms, brush the nose, the ground are coming forward. Roll the shoulders back, telescope your neck out of the shoulders. Take the seat back again, 2 more times, come forward. Pull out the floor like you're trying to drag the floor towards the body. And feel the body going forward with more ease and power. 1 more time, take the seat back, come forward. Brush your nose to the ground. Roll the shoulders down, keep the neck long so the head can go back even more. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift the seat. If you're flexible, try to get your heels right to the ground, the forehead to the ground as well. And then the right foot comes forward to the hands quietly. Drop down to the seat. Good. Feet together, Uttanasana, chest on the thighs, head down. Come all the way up to standing, reach up and back. And then come back home, hands to the heart. Go up and back, stretch the whole front of the body. Fold the body in half, all the way down. Left foot goes back into the plank. Lower the knees, again the seat goes back. Come all the way forward. Between the arms, take the head back, curve the spine. Make like a snake creeping through the grass and then coiling majestically. Take the seat back, come forward again. Embody all the qualities of what you're representing. Be regal and wise and fierce and fearless like the serpent. 1 more time, take the seat back. 3 times blessed those can imitate the forms on all levels, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Try to see God in each and every form. And then the left foot comes forward to the hands. Good. Drop down to the seat. Uttanasana. Push your body into your thighs. Try to get your legs straight or your seat eventually over your heels. And right up to stand again. Reach up and arch back. Pranamasana. Coming back home. Go up and back. Stretch. And fold the body down in half. Through these practices, we remove the delusion of separateness. Right foot back into high plank. Knees down, the seat all the way back. Come forward. There is only one of us. And the only thing that's real is God, who's in everyone's nature. Take the seat back again, come forward. Roll the shoulders back. The head goes back. 1 more time, take the seat back. Glide forward. Move with power, with grace. and move in a way that delivers again the best experience possible for all beings. Adho Mukha Savasana, allow the head to go down, soften the line in the back. The right foot comes forward. Feet together, Uttanasana. And come right up. All the transitions seamless, like you're doing a divine dance of devotion. Hands to the heart. Go up and back, stretch, and fold the body down. Uttanasana, the head close to your feet, left foot back. Think of the consciousness of each posture into the high plank. Knees down, the seat goes back. Come forward. Each and every one has a particular consciousness and a meaning. Good. Open yourself up, for instance, to divine grace with your heart open, your eyes up. Take the seat back, your eyes down, gesture of humbleness. Come forward again. Pull the body between the arms. One more time. Take the seat back, glide forward. Adho Mukha Savasana. Lift the seat, allow the head to go all the way down. And then the left foot comes forward quietly. No big heavy thumps, no big strong footfalls. Feet together, Uttanasana. Everything quiet, mindful, so as not to take the mind out of its meditative state. Hands back to the heart. Good. Go up and back again. Stretch. Hinge at the hips, come forward. Uttanasana. Right foot goes back. Onto the asana. Good. Into the high plank. Ashtanga Namaskara. The knees, chest, forehead down. Come through between the arms this time. Press into your hands. Lift the hips and knees away from the ground. Bend the toes under. Work the spine a little bit. Push your shoulders back. Pulse. Make like a dog howling at the moon. But try not to make folds in the lower back or the back of the neck. Back into Adho Mukha Savasana. Lift your seat. Allow the head to go down. Pulse here as well. Try to get your belly to push against your thighs. Lower the chest. And again, you can strike the forehead to the ground if you can. Look like a dog stretching its back. Now the right foot comes forward to the hands. Feet together, Uttanasana. Bow down as though in humbleness. And come up again. Surrender to the divine grace. Hands back to the heart. Always be open to divine service. Serve others through the practice. Reach up and back. And fold down. Uttanasana. Left foot goes back. Good. Into the plank. Ashtanga Namaskara. Knees, chest, forehead down. Right through between arms. Upward facing dog again. This time upward to downward 3 times. Round your back. Tuck your chin in. And then sink the heart right down. Try not to bend the arms. Roll forward again. Push the heart right between the shoulder blades and then the forward. Right through the chest all the way forward. Back together the other way. The heart comes towards the ground. And one more time. Roll over your toes, round your back. Uncoiling, shoulders down. Then head goes back. And then back the other way. The head comes down. Look like a dog stretching its back and body the loyalty of the dog to its master. And then the left foot comes forward to the hands. Feet together, Uttanasana. Try to get your chest below the knees, your shoulders right beside the knees. Come right up to standing, reach up and back. And then always coming back home, Pranamasana. Reach up and back, keep moving forward in every way, not only physically, but mentally and most importantly spiritually. Have a strong desire to evolve and transform. The right foot goes back. Into the plank. Ashtanga Namaskara, knees, chest, forehead down. Right through to upward facing dog. Back into Adho Mukha Savasana. Now raise a right leg up. Lift the left heel. See if you can get your head to come down. Maybe even touch the forehead to the ground. And now push the left heel back down to the ground. Feel a stretch in the back of the left leg. Get the right foot even higher. Pick up the head and bring the right foot between the hands. Back knee down, drop down to the seat. And feet together, Uttanasana. Belly on your thighs, head down. Come right up to standing. Reach up and back. Stretch. Come back home, hands to the heart. Go up and back again. And go down. Uttanasana. The left foot back. Move like a shapeshifter. Effortlessly, silently, just like you see yourself in the dreams. Knees, chest, forehead down. Ashtanga Namaskara. Through to upward facing dog. Charge your legs, hips and thighs away from the ground. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now raise the left leg up. Lift the right heel as well. See if you can get your head right down to the ground without bending your arms. And now push the right heel back down. Try not to open up the left hip. Good. And then bring the left foot forward between the hands. Again, quietly as possible. Uttanasana, feet together. Seat all the way up. Eventually the legs are straight. The whole body press against the front of the legs. Come right up to standing. Reach up and back. Arch. And come back home. Hands to the heart. Go up and back. This time, bend your knees, your belly on your thighs, join your hands behind the back and pull them all the way up off your back, over your shoulders, maybe in front of your head, and towards the ground in front of you. The right foot back. Back knee down, Kapiyasana. Join your hands over your head and take them all the way back behind the head if you can. Drop your shoulders down so again the head can go back. And then come back into high plank. Perhaps take your seat back and see if you can come through without dropping your legs or hips to the ground. Turn your fingers out, push your elbows into the sides of the body, push through to your toes. If it's too much, just do the regular Ashtanga Namaskara. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And then the right leg goes up. Step the foot between the hands. Back knee down, drop down to the seat, reach up and back. Push your lower back up and in, take the hands back, and get the arms all the way back. Beautiful. Now swing forward, belly on your thighs. Join your hands together behind the back, the feet together, Uttanasana. The seat comes up, the head comes down. Come back up. Reach up and back. And then coming back home. Bury your mind deep in the heart. Watch your body move with even more power. Grace your knees. Stretch the whole front of the body. Go down, belly on your thighs. Push your seat all the way up. Try to get your chest below the knees, the forehead to your shins if your legs are straight. Then the left goes back. Back knee down. Kapiyasana again. Telescope your body out of the hips. Imagine your arms start at the hips and pull everything up and out. Come back down into high plank. Any entry you like into upward facing dog, again if you can. Take your seat back. See if you can come right through without dropping your legs to the ground. Be careful of your shoulders. Be careful of your joints. Move according to your condition. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Wherever you are is perfect if you're trying your best. Left leg up. Send the foot between the hands. Remember that the practice is an offering. Offer up just the good stuff. Reach up and back. And then swing your hands behind the back. Feet come together. Hold the breath as your foot coming forward so that you don't land the foot down heavily. Uttanasana. Come right up to standing. Reach up and back. And then back home as always, hands to the heart. Again, raise your arms up. Stretch the whole front of the body. Belly on your thighs now as you go down. Join your hands, pull your hands all the way up, the forehead to your shins if your legs are straight again. No matter if you need to keep your knees bent. Keep your belly on your thighs. Then the right foot goes back. Swing your arms up. Lift your seat. Drop your seat forward. Circle your arms down. Allow the head to go back. Inhale, come up again. Lift the seat. Drop your seat forward. Circle the arms down. And one more time. Inhale, come up. Lift the seat. Drop your seat all the way forward. Circle your arms down. Allow the body to fall away from the legs. Come back with your left leg swinging all the way up into Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come forward. Shoulders over the fingertips. Lower down the chest between your hands first if you can. And then right through into upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Melt the heart in every sense. Maybe the forehead comes right down. Right leg up, Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step the foot between the hands. Back knee down, drop down the seat. Inhale, reach up again. Lift the seat. Drop your seat forward. Circle the arms down. Allow the head to go back. Inhale, come up. Remember to bring your seat all the way forward towards front heel as you lean away from the front leg. This ensures your balance and steadiness. Reach up. Drop your seat forward. Circle the arms down. Now from here, belly on your thigh, join your hands behind the back, left foot comes forward to meet the right. Uttanasana. Push your chest into your belly into your thighs, your chest coming lower and lower. Come all the way to standing, reach up and back. And then back home. Good. Reach up and back. Keep the temperament always unchanging. You are tap into the eternal now, the eternal witness. Just stay merged with witness. Reach arms up over the head. Uttanasana. Left foot goes back this time first. Back knee down. Good. Now inhale, raise your arms up. Drop your seat forward. This time, if you can, lift the back foot. Maybe you can touch the toes back head if you're flexible. If it doesn't work, don't worry about it. But just see if you can keep your balance. Circle your arms down. As your arms come down, bring the foot up. Imagine trying to squeeze the sock behind your knee. Come all the way up. Circle your arms down. Bring the left toes up so you can touch your toes to the back of the head. Good. Now plant the hands and swing the right leg all the way up and back. Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come forward into your high plank. Lower your chest down again between your hands. Smooth ascent into upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Your left leg goes up. Ekapada. Beautiful. Step the foot between the hands. Back knee down. Inhale again. Raise your arms up. Lift your seat. Drop your seat forward. Circle the arms down at the same time. Lift the right foot. Try to get the foot to the head. Inhale again. Come up. Practice your balance. Watch your body moving all by itself. Toes touch the head perhaps. If they don't worry about it. Keep on practicing with anger, determination, constant practice, and adhere to ethical rules. Anything is possible. Now your belly stays with your thigh. The right foot comes forward to meet the left. Uttanasana. Push your seat all the way up in line with your heels, the forehead to your shins or towards the shins. Come right up to standing. Reach up and back, arch back. And then come back home. Hands to the heart. Take a moment to catch the breath, and on the next inhale, inhale from the heart up to the crown. Hold the breath at the crown. Imagine that you're sending love out to all beings everywhere that came from the heart. Exhale back down to the heart. Remain established in divine, unconditional love for all beings everywhere. And release. Good. So now we're going to do Shiva Namaskara. Shiva is the deity who brings us always to an more elevated state. So again, have a strong desire to transform. Hand to the heart, as though every practice is a moving prayer. May Shiva guide us and protect us through the practice and give us a strong desire to transform and to deliver the best to all beings everywhere. Good. Now from here, raise your arms up, arch back, pull the arms back, reach the hips forward, the arms go back. Now break the pose, bend your knees, belly on your thighs, push your seat all the way up, your hands come over the head. Try to get your chest lower than the knees again. Good, now bring the hands back down to the ground. Raise the right leg up. Extend the standing split, and now bring your nose to your shin. Get the right foot up even higher. Standing split. Good. Now from here, lift the head, lift the left heel. You can drop it up and down a few times. If you want, you can see if you can press up into handstand. So take a few hops. Maybe you can take your left foot up to meet the right eventually. Use a wall if you need to. Or just practice just hopping up and down a few times until you find a balance. That's it. Beautiful. Now right through into chaturanga if you like, or just bring the feet down and come into chaturanga, into upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. Now from here, left leg goes up, step the foot between the hands. Back knee down, drop down to the seat, Kapyasana. So your left foot forward, hands up, rock your shoulders back and forth and pull the arms back. Stretch from the toes all the way to the fingertips. Push the lower back up and in. Curve the back. So you can get your index fingers over the toes. It's like you're lying on your back almost. Now break the pose. Bring your hands down to the inside of your left foot. Move your left foot out to the edge of the mat. Prepare for lizard. Rock back and forth a few times until you feel apt to just lower the knee down, flatten out the toes, and go into the pose. So you can get your chest right down on the ground. Belly. If your hips are down, the pelvis, the belly, and the chest will follow. If you have a variation, go ahead. You can take your left arm out over the foot. From the outside, it goes underneath your left leg. Join your hands over your back. Good. Be quiet and stay like a lizard. Now from here, come back onto the hands. Push your seat back. Bring your left arm in behind the shoulder, Visvamitrasana. So if you can, lift the back knee up off the ground. Keep a good contact between the front of the shoulder, the back of the knee. Turn to the right. Press the right foot down, flat. Wrap your left leg around your arm. If you can extend your leg. If you know how to take the bind, go ahead. Take your foot with the right hand and pull it out. You have to push the back of the shoulder into the inside of the knee. Now release the right hand down. Come forward into Kundinasana. Let the elbows come into your body. Come forward a little bit so your right leg can come up. You can stay here or go back into Chaturanga if you want. Bandha Ganindasana. Bring your chin down. Bring your legs up. If you want, you can even touch your toes to your head. And then exit back into Chaturanga. Good. Upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now bring the right foot forward to the hands. Lift the left leg all the way up. Extended standing split. Your head forward and then bend your knee if you need to. Get your belly to stay at your side. Bring your nose to your shin. Bring your left foot all the way up like a standing split. Good. Nice. And now here again. Plant your hands on either side of the right foot. Make sure your hands are not too far away. They should be right in front of your foot on either side. Lift the right heel a few times. If you need, you can bend your legs as well to make it easier to come up. If you want, press up into handstand. Take a few jumps. Press into roots of your toes. Come up, and if you can, hold it. Concentrate. And then into Chaturanga. Come down. Good. Into upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Now the right foot goes forward to the hands. Kapyasana. Reach up. Take your arms all the way back. Stretch. Open up the heart in every sense. Good. Try to get your index fingers over the back toes. See yourself on a path that's trying to attain, and have a boundless imagination. You can only go as far as your imagination. Now break the pose. Bring the hands to the inside of the right foot. Move the right foot out to the edge of the mat. And again, push back and forth off the roots of your toes. And settle into the pose. Bring your left knee down. Eventually flatten out the toes. Fall on your left side, on your left forearm. Roll back to the right. And settle into the pose. Be like a lizard, just sunning itself on a warm earth. If your hips are down, the rest of the body will follow more easily. Be still, unmoving, not a care in the world, just like a lizard, merge with the form. Now come out, come back onto the hands, Visvamitrasana. So pull the body back so you can get your shoulder in behind the right knee. Push back and forth a few times, really get that strong connection between the front of the shoulder and the back of the knee. And then turn to your left, flatten out your left foot. Go a little bit to the right, sink more weight into the right hand and wrap your right leg around the arm. And then extend your leg. If you can take the bind. Take the right foot, left foot to the hand and extend. Good. That's the idea. And then from here, left hand comes back, turn forward, come forward a little bit so your elbows are sitting on over your hips. Raise your left leg up, you can stay there. And then make your way into chaturanga or press into your hands. Swing your leg up, coming into Bandha Garudasana. Your chin on the ground in front of your hands. Maybe you can bring your toes to your head. And back into chaturanga. Beautiful, that's it. Upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Savasana, downward facing dog. Now the left leg goes up. Step the foot between the hands. Virabhadrasana. Turn to the right. Arms level with the ground at the height of the shoulders. If you're flexible, go a little bit lower. Try to get your knee over the toes. If you swing your hands down, see if your fingertips will touch the ground. No matter if they don't, just keep working according to your abilities. Set your sights high. Now from here, reach all the way forward with the left hand, beyond the foot, about 14 or 16 inches, and drag the right foot in until you can lift it up. Adho Chandrasana, turn to the right. If you can, look at the hand above you. Now from here, take hold of the foot, the right foot. So if you need to, bend your right knee to anchor the left knee, to anchor the left foot down. Pull the right knee in towards your belly and take hold of the leg just above the ankle and push the foot all the way out again. From here you can look forward, beyond the right hand. Make sure the hip is over the heel. Left hand comes to your heart and maybe you can press right up into dancer. If you want, you can take your left hand to your foot as well. Push it all the way up and back. Offer up the poses, offer up your efforts. Release the foot all the way back down. Good. Now from here, lower the right knee down, coming into a Sukha Trikonasana. So your left hand comes down from your left foot, the right arm comes up. That's it. We're going into a bind here. The right arm goes behind the back. Left arm, if you can, underneath your left leg. Join your hands just beside your left side of the hip. Left hip, push the right shoulder back. Good. Now see if you can stand. Bring the right knee up. The right hip is all the way up so you can get the right leg straight. Bound triangle. Now you can stay here or you can try to lift the right leg up. So you bring the right foot in. So it's not bird of paradise, it's a bound Adho Chandrasana. This one is a little bit trickier. So your head is close to the ground. See if you can take your right heel up off the ground. Maybe eventually take the whole right leg up. If it's too much, just do a regular Adho Chandrasana again. So do again according to your abilities. Even if you can just get your right heel up off the ground, your toes float up off the ground, Every journey begins with a little step. Good stuff. Beautiful, everybody. All right. Nice. Break the pose. Turn forward. Lower the knee down. Right back into our friend, the Kapyasana this time. See if you can go a little bit further. You can bend your hands down, like bring your hands together, bring the hands back. See if you can get your right foot up. And see if the hands will find the foot. And then allow the head to go to the foot. If you know the swan, you can do that as well. Bring the foot up towards your shoulder, the right foot. Bring the crook of the arm. The fingers come towards the ear. And maybe if you can, either left arm straight out or join your hands together and push the foot away from your shoulder. Think of a swan's neck. There's no big sharp angles, smooth curves. Break the pose. Bring the right foot back down. Press your way back up. Bring your left foot in. Bend the toes under on the right foot. Your legs should look like a box now. You should be able to take your right foot up, your left foot up easily. Parivrita Parsvakonasana, the right arm up. Go to your left. You can either take your hands in prayer. If your hands are at the shoulder, keep pushing down until your center of the chest comes to your thumbs. And then you roll the shoulder, left shoulder all the way back. Turn the face and chest up. If you have a bind, go ahead. Push your seat back. Turn more to your left so you can get your right arm underneath the leg easily or more easily. Join your hands underneath your belly. Take your knee off the ground. Good. Now, step the right foot to the left, right beside it. Hold your breath. Bring the right foot right beside it, a left, and then see if you can take your left foot up. Left leg up. Come into a twist, standing balance. You can extend your leg. Left shoulder goes back. That's it. Push your shoulders back. If it becomes too much, just take your foot with your right hand and your left hand goes out. So that's the other variation. Or knee bent. Wherever you are, again, perfect. Bring your left foot in, turn to the front, take your knee up into your belly, lean back. You can stay there or you can extend your left leg, hands to the heart, make like you're lying on a table. And maybe you can take your arms out to the side. That's it, good stuff, beautiful. Go back a little bit more if you can. Shoulders eventually level with your foot. And then step your left foot all the way back. Join it with the right foot. Into your swimming through into your upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Savasana, downward facing dog. Melt the heart. And now the right leg comes up. Step the foot between the hands. Virabhadrasana. Turn to the left, I guess, into your Virabhadrasana. Your right foot in front. Get nice and low. Come into the consciousness of a warrior, strong and steadfast in their duty to protect. Now reach all the way forward. Armpit on a knee, the fingertips planting down about 14 or 16 inches in front of your right foot. Lift your left leg up and open up into your Adho Chandrasana. Good. Look down at the front foot, bend your right knee to anchor the right foot down. If you need to, bring your left knee in closer to your belly so you can take your leg more easily, just above the ankle, and push the foot all the way up and back again. If you can look forward, take your right hand up off the mat, onto the heart, and maybe you can stand. Push into your right foot, come into dancer. Eventually take your right hand back, if you like, to the foot as well, and push the foot all the way back. Open up the heart. Be magnificent like the dancer. Good. Now release. Bring left foot back down into Virabhadrasana again. And then lower the left knee down. Getting ready for Sukha Trikonasana. The right hand to the inside foot, left arm up. And then take your bind. Left arm behind your back, right arm underneath your right leg. Join your hands just on the outside of the right hip, on the back of the right thigh, close to your seat. Left shoulder goes back, and when you're ready, lift your back knee up off the ground. Coming into your bound triangle, your head close to the ground. Stay there for a moment. Eventually you can get your right leg straight as well. And now try your bound Ardha Chandrasana. Shift your weight forward so that you can get your hip over the heel, gaze just beyond your right foot, and see if you can get your left heel up. See if you can tip forward, and see if you can get your left leg up. Nice. Good. Good job, everybody. And then come back down. Good. Lower down the left knee. Kapiyasana again. Reach up and back. Stretch the whole front of the body. And then again, take your variations. You can bring your hands together. Fold your hands down. And see if your hips are right close to front heel, you have the balance. Eventually take your foot up. See if the hands will find the foot. And then just tip your head back, rest your foot, your head and your foot, or do your swan. Wherever you are again, perfect. Offer it up. Push your foot away from your shoulder. Open up the pose a little bit more. Break the pose. Turn forward. Reposition your right foot so it's closer, so that your legs like a box. Bend the toes under on the back foot. So again, Parivita Palshkanasana. Yes, you should be able to lift the foot up easily. Go to your right. Into either your hands in Anjali Mudra or with the bind. Push your right hand down into your left. If you're doing the Anjali Mudra, center of the chest comes to your thumbs, roll the right shoulder back, or keep turning towards the right as far as you can. Bend the fingers in towards the wrist. Use your right hand to guide your arm underneath. I know you guys know how to do this. It's just for the benefit of others who are doing a practice after the fact. Lift the back knee if you can. Push your right shoulder all the way back. Now step your left foot forward to meet the right and see if you can stand. Hold your breath, push into your left foot and come up. Try to have your shoulders over the hips. If you can, extend your left leg. Good. You can even look behind you. Or of course, too much, take your foot with your left hand on the outside of the foot, the right hand goes back, arm goes back. Now come forward, take hold of the knee and push the knee in towards your, I'll do it this way. Your knee in towards your belly, lean back. Push your chest up to meet the knee. Whoops. You can stay there or extend your leg. Push your heart into your thumbs. Lean back. Gaze beyond your toes. If you want, take your arms out to the side. Nice. Beautiful. Good. And then from here, bring the right leg all the way back. Come back into high plank. Vasisthasana. Stand on your left hand first. Go to the right. Lift the right leg up. Slide your foot back alongside your left inside of the knee. Come into wild thing. Push your hip up if you can. See if you can take your right foot up off the ground. Your inside of the left foot is down. Toes in the same line as the rest of your leg. If you can take your foot up, take hold of your knee. If you're more flexible, slide your hand up to the foot. Or you can go into coor.dination if you like. Break the pose. Come back into your high plank. And go on the other hand now. The right hand moves towards the left. Vasisthasana. Good. Allow the breath to move the body. Left leg up. Slide your left toes back. Turn on the right foot. Move the foot in a little bit if you need to, so you can get your left side of the foot, right foot down, the inside of the foot, that is. And so you can take your left foot up off the ground. And if you can, take hold of the knee or slide your hand up to the foot. You have to push your hip all the way up. Imagine trying to get your knee almost over your foot. Break the pose. Come back into your high plank. From here, come all the way through into upward facing dog again. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. Now from here, lift your left leg up. Bring your foot between your hands. Now here, humble warrior. Turn to the right, start in Virabhadrasana. To start it off, hands behind your body. Join your hands, lift the chest, allow head to go back, and dive down to the right. Bring your head down to the inside of the left foot. If you can, get your forehead down to the ground. If you need to modify, bring your right knee down to the ground. It should be underneath the hip. So the legs look like a box if you're doing a modified version. Good. Now from here, pick your head up. A little bit of a deeper variation of lizard. Pull your shoulders back. So you can start by trying to get the back of the head against the back of the left heel. If you can take your head all the way to the outside, to the left of the foot. And you can stay in this version with your hip up. You can even join your hands into a humble warrior like this. If you can, lower the right knee down. Slide your right leg back. So you're on your belly here. And then bring your left foot in. If you want, go further. Take your left foot up and hold the foot. So like a lizard's kind of coiled around itself. That's the idea. Sink your hip right down, Nelson. There you go. Your knee has to be a little bit more over the foot. That's the idea. Beautiful. Okay? Good. All right. Allez-y, Georgia. C'est ça. Oui, essaie de descendre les hanches complètement. Voilà. Okay? All right. Now, come back out of the pose. Move into pigeon. Your left foot moves out to the right. Lower your shin on the ground. And now your foot roughly in line with your knee. If you need to, if it's too much for your hip, move your heel in towards the hip. And just rock from side to side. Land your chest right between your knee and your foot. You can take your right hand to the foot. Slide your left arm forward. And then if you can, your chest can come right down onto your leg. Make sure you're not favoring one side over the other. Both sides of your hips equally anchored down. Express surrender. Now coming back. Okay, so from here, tip your left knee up land if you can, right into Hanumanasana. So you can sink your seat forward, slide on your left heel, and come right down, if you can, into your Hanumanasana. Good, shoulders back. You can take any variation you know here. You can take your arms up. You can even do a swan in this one. Take your right foot up if you can. Take in the crook of the arm. And you can do that version, or if you can get your foot to the head again other ways, then go ahead. Whatever you're doing, trying to express the devotion of Hanuman. Good, try to get your shoulders over the hips. Good. Bring your shoulders back, that's it. And now from here, there is a way to get into Vasisthasana right from here. So I got to move forward so that my toes are on the mat. So if you can bend your left knee if you like. Take your 2-piece fingers around the big toe, your thumb around the toe, and see if you can drag your left heel back. Turn on the foot and come right up into your Vasisthasana. Good. And now bring it all the way back. Be careful. Come right back into your split, and from here, drag your left foot back and beside your right for plank, into your upward facing dog again. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Sink through the heart. Good. Now the right leg comes up, Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana, and step the foot between the hands. Turn to your left. Virabhadrasana here. Into your humble warrior. So join your hands behind the back, pull the hands down, lift the chest, go to your left so that your shoulder doesn't get caught on your knee. Dive down so you can get your forehead right to the ground on the left side of the right foot. Again, if you need to, lower your left knee down just underneath your left hip. Do it from there. The humble warrior. The grace among us is of those who serve with complete selflessness. Now come up halfway. See again if you can go to that twisted lizard. So do another orientation. So here, take your foot with your left hand, pull your body back, tuck your chin in, see if you can get the back of the head against the heel or maybe to the other side of the foot. And here you can stay for a moment. Keep your hips about the same height as the knee. You can join your hands, coming into that variation of humble warrior. Or if you want to go into your lizard, lower your left knee down, slide your left toes back. Try not to move your knee back, your right knee back. Try to keep it, it's going to move back a little bit behind your foot, but try your best so you can get your body down, flat on the ground, and eventually you might be able to take your left foot up and take hold of the foot. So your left side of the head is on the ground, your ear is on the ground. Nice. That's the idea. Good. Beautiful. Okay, so now break the pose. Come out as gracefully as you can, and bring the right foot, right foot to the left, getting ready for pigeon. Okay, so just shift again back side to side. See if you can get your heel on the same line as the knee, or move it in if you need to. And now come forward with your right hand. Your left hand can stay on the foot, glide forward, when the right hand's already forward, your left hand can join. Try to get your chest right on the leg if you can go all the way down. Keep elongating the body, keep reaching forward with your hands. Stretch through the left toes. Now, come back. Bring your right knee back up. Bend the toes under the left foot and start to slide forward on your right heel. Ready for Hanumanasana, the embodiment of devotion and courage. That's it. And if you're all the way down, try to get your shoulders in line with your hips. Take whatever variation you like with your hands. You can keep them on the ground if you need the steadiness, or bring them in front of the heart or up, or see if you can take other variations if you know any. The important thing is the intention behind the practice, to offer, to do your best. Good. Now, break the pose, getting ready for your Vasisthasana now. So bend the toes under on the back foot. Take hold of the big toe with your right hand. 2 peace fingers around the inside the thumb, your thumb locking the fingers, and then drag your right foot back towards you, and then all the way up. Push your hip up to come into your Vasisthasana. And then break the pose, come back the same way. Push your hip back, come forward, land your foot down, and then slide it back out. Come back into your Hanumanasana. Good. Now from here, press into your hands, come back into your high plank. Knees, chest, forehead down. Glide right through into your cobra. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Good. Now from here, you can see if you can jump right into your crow pose. Or if it's too much, you can walk a little bit closer and then just see if you can land. Just bring more weight into your arms. So just do according to your abilities. You have to hold your breath. That's the idea. Good. Now bring your forehead down on the ground. Come right into your headstand. Nice and steady. You can eventually take your fingers, change your stance so that you're on your fingers. Tense your hands. Your fingers are facing away. And see if you can get, of course, if you can do your lotus, even better. It makes the mind even more one-pointed. So bring your legs into your lotus if you have the Padmasana. And if you feel comfortable, lift all but just peel off the fingers one at a time until you're just on the very tip of the index fingers. Be steady. Keep your attention on the space between the eyebrows. Keep being the eternal witness. Bring your hands back down. If you feel comfortable, land your lotus, or if it's too much for you to land your lotus in your arms, take a normal crow. So land your lotus, your shins back on your arms if you can, and pick up your head. Then lower the feet back down. Good. And then come back into Uttanasana. Take any version of Uttanasana you want. So you can take hold, flip your hands underneath your heels, push your seat up, push your body into your thighs, whatever you like to do. Oh, man. And then roll your way up. Hasta Uttanasana. Hands together, arch back. If you feel comfortable to do a drop back, you can go ahead. I'd welcome you to do that. Push your hips forward, separate your feet if you need to, and drop back into your Urdhva Dhanurasana. Good. Separate your feet a little bit more. Turn your toes out. Come back up. Good. All right. So now take a deep breath in from the heart all the way up to the crown. Send the love up there. Hold the breath. Imagine love going out to all beings everywhere. Exhale back down to the heart. Good. And release. So now we're going to work our headstand a little bit more. And you can do any variations you like, okay? We'll work on the drop back later on as well. So these are signature poses that Dharma gets us to work on quite a long time. So we can start off with headstand. So you can go into headstand any which way you like, do whichever variation. Options to find your way into headstand first, and then we can work on variations, okay? So go into your headstand however way you like, on your forearms or whatever. Lumbar course, so lotus, if you have a lotus. And be still and one-pointed as long as you, as much as you can, even if the body is moving. Try not to move in a way that will agitate the mind. All the movements slow and steady. Good. All right, so now from here, if you want, keep one forearm on the ground, open up the hand so the palm is flat on the ground, and bring your right hand in a tripod. And see if you can lift all but the index finger off the ground. You have to lean a little bit to the arm that's supporting you. Okay, so your head is pressing into the inside of the wrist. You push into form, hold your breath. You can see if you can get your arm up. Or even just practice getting your finger up off the ground. If it's too much to keep a lotus, you can just split your legs. One leg forward, one leg back. Always a bit easier to find a balance. Okay, so let's give that a try. Your your hips have to be back a little bit. C'est ça, Georgia. Voilà. Faut incliner un petit peu vers l'avant-bras. Presser la tête contre le poignet. C'est ça. Push your knees back, Nelson. That's it. You have to lean a little bit towards your forearm that's on the ground. Really press your weight into that arm. That's it. Essayez avec les jambes séparées. Une jambe en avant, une jambe en arrière. C'est un peu plus facile. OK? Pliez les jambes beaucoup, beaucoup. Flexer les pieds, c'est ça. OK, one more. That's it. Faut continuer de pousser avec le pied en arrière, Georgia, puis ça va venir. OK? Laissez le pied suspendre vers la terre. C'est ça. Et flexez le pied beaucoup, beaucoup. That's it. That's it, Nelson. Keep pushing through the foot that's behind you. Voila. That's the idea. Okay. Yeah, beautiful. C'est ça. Okay. Now, relax in child's pose for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, we'll do one more headstand variation. Okay, I think some of you know this already. But if you can, if you have a good downward dog, you can take your hands behind your head, fingers wide. Okay, Come into your finger stand. Come up one leg at a time. Eventually you can you have to push your hips all the way forward. Try to get your toes towards your head behind you. If that's too much, bring your legs straight. Another version, try to do your lotus again. Whoops, okay, it fell down. So take your feet into lotus even. And when you get really steady, you can also start to take your fingers up off the ground until you're just on the index finger. Very powerful pose. Okay, so any variation, including with one leg forward, one leg back, if this is the easiest one to balance in. Okay, so let's try one more time. You might need to bend your elbows a little bit, okay? That's it. Press really firm into the fingertips. Lift the palms up off the ground. C'est ça. Okay. Pas facile, mais really, you might need to bend your arms a little bit and really press into your fingertips so the hands are not flat on the ground. They're like that. Okay, so your arms are very wide as well. Okay, so now see the shape of my arms. They might be bent at first. That's okay. Eventually you'll straighten your arms. You have to push your hips forward. You have to be more on the front of your head for this one. Okay, so it's a little bit easier to be more on the front of your hairline. And then you find a balance. Okay. That's it. Push it with your toes. C'est ça. C'est ça. C'est bon, Nelson. Voilà. Excellent. Beautiful. Okay, so now come back down gracefully, one leg at a time. Child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. Next, if you feel comfortable going to shoulder stand right from there, you can. Make sure you don't have any shoulder or neck issues. So to come into that one, you bring your head down, you bring your arms, elbows down, hold your breath, and then roll. You have to get your shoulders, top shoulders on the ground, come into your plow pose, and from there you can come right into shoulder stand. Okay? Otherwise, you can just roll back the regular way into shoulder stand. Just go back this way. Okay? That's the idea, good. Bring your hands to your back. Okay, yeah, that's it. And then you can just, c'est ça, voila. Now push your hips all the way forward. If you want to do a lotus here, of course, that's always the option. And you can bring your hands onto your thighs. Make sure your knees stay higher than your hips. It should look more like a shoulder stand, not like a plow pose with your legs in lotus. Nothing to do. No to go but deeper within. Come into your, if you're the lotus, Pindasana. If you can wrap your arms around your legs, go for it. If you want to do regular plow, go for it. center of the forehead, seat to divine perception. Continue to try to trigger divine bliss through your attention, your utmost undivided attention. If you have a lotus, keep a lotus. Make your way down, back onto your back. Press your arms into the ground so that you land softly and right into fish. So if you're doing your lotus, you're keeping your lotus with your fish. As soon as your seat is down, lift your chest as much as you can. Bring the top of the head to the ground. And then take hold of your feet at this point. Pull on your feet and try to get your knees to come down to the ground again. Try also keep your elbows on the ground, but really push your heart up. You're on the top of the head. There is a way to come into an Urdhva Dhanurasana, but staying in your lotus. So from here, you can bring your hands beside your head, and you have to kind of slide your head back. Just bring your hands back as far as possible, and push into your hands, and see if you can lift your head up off the mat. If it's too much, do a regular Urdhva Dhanurasana. You can also grab the hold of the edges of the mat and try to get yourself up. That's the idea. Push your hips up. Good. That's it. Make sure your knees are on a mat, otherwise you'll slip. Good. All right. And try it one more time. Good. All right, so now rest. It's a bit of a challenging one to get the height for that one. So release your lotus, breathe in, breathe out all fatigue. Imagine you fainted. Come up to seated position. Kurmasana. Bring your arms underneath your legs if you can. Take hold of feet. Try to get your shoulders, wiggle forward. Try to get your shoulders lower than your knees. The top of the head and underneath your heels. If your shoulders are already lower than the knees, bring your arms back. Allow your legs to come down on your arms. Kurmasana. If your elbows are free, you can take your bind over your back as well. Breathe from the base spine up to the crown. Exhale back down to the base of the spine. Break the pose, come back up. So from here, hang your legs over the arms, Titibhasana. Hands in front of your seat. And then press into your hands, lean forward, and pick up your seat. If you'd rather do it from standing, you can stand in sort of like a half squat, bring your shoulders in behind your legs. And then bring your seat and your head in the same levels. Walk your feet forward, push into your hands, and lift your legs. If it's too much, you can press one foot in the other. Arm squeezing pose, it's a little bit easier. Okay, so I know you both have a good Tittipasana, so if you want, you can do push-ups. Lower down, touch your nose to the ground, press back up. Do it 10 times or 5 to 10 times. Otherwise, stay stationary. Good. And then lower the seat down. Good. All right. Now from here, roll back into happy baby pose. Rock from side to side a few times. Open up your legs, so take hold of your heels and push your heels out. The same lines your shoulders, keep your sacrum on the ground. That's it. Bring your feet back. This time bring your arms in front of your backs of your legs. And if you're like so, you can either do this, if you can even bring your feet behind your head. Lift your seat, pull your feet back further. If you can go into Yoga Nidrasana, go ahead. Cross your ankles and bring your head in front of your feet. If you know that pose, then go ahead. Otherwise, you can stay in your baby pose or do one leg at a time. One leg behind the head and then the other, and then switch eventually. Wherever pose you land in, breathe from the base of the solar plexus up to the crown, back to the solar plexus. That's it. So, Nelson, you want to push your arms into the backs of the knees as much as possible. Get your knees up as high as you can and pull your feet back as much as you can to create more space. Yeah, that's it. Okay? Good. There you go. If you can't breathe, not so good though. So make sure you can still breathe. Good. Sebo Georgia. Break the pose. Relax for a moment. Stretch out. Allow the body to go to sleep for about 10 seconds. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Just feel all the tension dropping out of the body. All the efforts. Inhale. Imagine again the best of the best coming into the body like great beams of light. Exhale. Send it everywhere through the body. Feel recharged and feel rejuvenated. Now come back to seated position. So, come onto your belly. Take a moment to just bend the back the other way, but we'll go slow, okay? So forehead on the hands. Get hands underneath your shoulders when you're ready. And then start to make your way up slowly. Push your shoulders back. Press into your hands. Keep pushing your chest forward away from your seat. Take your time to come up and move any which way you like. If you like to just sort of like move a little bit, do trace little figure eights, just come up slowly. Just give your back a little bit of time to get used to bending the other way. Drop your shoulders away from the ears. Allow the head to go back. Come back down. Forehead on the hands. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, hands underneath your shoulders. Make your way up. Slowly move like a serpent. Nice and gracefully. Then you can start to move your hands in closer. So shift your weight to one side, take out the other hand, and try to bring them closer and closer until they're just right in front of your hips. And then this will allow you to get a little more height. Come off the palms. Lift the palms up, open up your legs now. So now your hips are almost right behind your fingertips. Bend your knees, bring your toes up so you can touch your head with your toes. If you can even take one hand at a time to your legs and hold the shins close to your knees. You can even pull on your feet away, bring them back towards your ground while still holding your legs. Push your chest forward. Good. Release one at a time and come back down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. So working on bow variations. I'll get a wheel just in case. So there's some nice tiger variations actually, but they're sort of the same family as bow pose. So we're going to come onto the forearms first, forearm table. Raise the right leg up. Stretch the back body. Make sure that, try to get your right leg as straight as possible. Point the toes. It should look like a tail of a proud tiger. Now bend your leg, reach around with your left hand, take hold of the foot, pull the foot all the way up. Push it all the way up and away from your body. Pull the heel in towards the seat, release, do the other leg now. Left leg, stretch, bring your left leg all the way up, point the toes. Good. Bend your leg, take the right hand to the inside, hold it by the, take it by the inside and push the foot all the way up and back again. Break the pose. Come in child's pose for a moment. Drop your seat back onto your heels. Breathe in. Breathe out. So now, we're into eventually working towards the overhand. So come onto your hands and knees now into table position. So, we're closer so you can see. Bend the toes under on the left foot. Bring the right foot up if you can. Take the foot, the thumb pressing into the sole of the foot. Try to get your elbow up higher than the shoulder. And then you want to try to move the shoulder so it's not torquing the shoulder. And you might be able to take your foot up. If it's too much, you can use a strap or a wheel. So bring your foot into a wheel. And it gives you a little bit more room. So press the base of toes inside the wheel. Lift the elbow up and then bring it around. Actually, I think it's better with the toes flat against the inside of the wheel. Yeah, foot's just flat like that, okay? Against the front of the foot flat, and bring the arm around. That's it. Bring elbow right again to the body and then forward. So just, again, move the elbow in a way that's not hard on the joints. Break the pose. Try it on the other side now. So you can do it for your knees. Eventually you'll be able to do it standing in your dancer. So bring your elbow close, I like actually this way. Bring your elbow close to your ribs. And see if you can lift your elbow and your foot up. The more you lift your foot, the more you can get your elbow up, and then your elbow just goes forward. Beautiful. Break the pose. Slide back in child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Roll your way up. So now you can try to work on a wall, like a standing. So if you need to, you can stand with your side against the wall as you try to do if you want to do it with your wheel. If you're having trouble balancing, sometimes it's good to have the side of your standing leg against the wall. Okay, so again, you can take your wheel if you like. Bring the foot in the wheel. Hold the wheel from the inside, thumb behind, in the wheel, and then from here, bring your elbow close to your body, push your elbow up, and take your other hand to the wheel, and then push it up. Okay, if you want to work with the wheel, then that's the way to do it. If you don't need the wheel, then you can use your hands. Cebu, Georgia. Fifth up. Try it on the other side now. So you can do in front of the wall as well. Bring your hand, one hand on the wall as you try to take your other foot up. So just as you're trying to work into the pose, you take out 1 degree of difficulty at a time, and then when you can master it like that, then you can start to add in the other, like without the wall or whatever. Be careful of your shoulders. C'est beau. C'est beau. Okay, break the pose. Relax for a moment. Just allow the body to hang down for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, last thing. Last back bend. Urdhva Dhanurasana. So if you want to, I'll show you a few different things you can do. If you're trying to drop back, Georgia, je sais que tu sais comment faire, mais éventuellement tu peux faire seulement avec un bras, okay? But if you're starting, separate your feet a little bit more. Your toes beyond the edge of the mat. Bend your knees a lot. So it's like you're sitting on a horse, hands on the seat, and push your seat forward like you're trying to get your knees to ground in front of your toes. Allow the head to go back. And when you can see the ground, release one hand and then the other hand. So the idea is to get yourself nice and low so that it's not so scary to go back. Okay, so get down nice and low. Push your seat forward and under. Take your head back and move your hands maybe even down your legs to your knees. So again, there's even less distance to go. Okay. Good. How'd that work? I missed it, but did that work? It looked like it worked. Good. C'est beau, Georgia. Oui, c'est ça. Yep, that's it. Beautiful. Et c'est quand même, et c'est une autre chose que tu fais, Georgia, c'est d'essayer éventuellement de se mettre seulement, d'atterrir seulement sur un doigt. Alors, ça demande un petit peu plus de concentration. Pousser avec les hanches très en avant. Éventuellement, peut-être mettre seulement le bout du doigt sur la terre et revenez. Okay? So, Nelson, you can, as you're going back, you can bring your hands onto your legs and then push your knees forward to the backs of your knees, and then you can land your hands down a little more easily, okay? That's the idea. Voila. C'est beau, c'est ça. Okay, now break the pose, come down. I'll show you one more variation, a really beautiful, like some other things you can do with the Urdhva Dhanurasana. Okay, so you don't have to do it from standing, but like you come into your upward facing bow, get your feet close to the hand as possible. Bring one leg up. And then see if you can take the up. So if the left leg is up, the right hand comes up off the ground. So you can take just all but the index finger on the ground. Eventually, see if you can take your hand up off the ground. Eventually, you might be able to take your hand on your thigh. Eventually, you might be able to take your hand to your foot. Okay, eventually you can take the same hand as this leg that's up and do the same thing. Hand on the thigh, maybe even across the other leg. This one requires more concentration. Okay, so some really beautiful variations. That's it. Hold your breath as you're dropping down. That's it, okay? Ceci a marché? Non, c'est trop. C'est pas grave. Il faut avoir les mains le plus proche que possible au pied pour pouvoir relâcher les mains, ok? Alors on fait un doigt à la fois, puis éventuellement, on essaie de tout simplement lever le doigt de la terre, puis ça va venir, ok? So yeah, we just do that one at a time, just for fun. Okay, so now let's come into a twist. Let's start off with Ardha Matsyendrasana. Left leg, actually let's do a lotus one. Left leg goes in first, followed by the right leg. And then from here, you move your left hand to the outside of the thigh. You can lean forward over the right thigh, and then see if you can take your right hand around. Use your left hand to guide your hand to the foot if you like. Your left hand can then go underneath your right knee, palm down. Push your lower back up and in with the right arm, and then twist. If you can't do the lotus, then you just do the Ardha Matsyendrasana with your left leg folded under, right leg on the other side of the left knee, or left leg extended. C'est ça. See if you can imagine, you can see the spine spiraling upwards. Imagine you can see right through your skin. Come back to the middle, change your legs around. If you're doing a lotus, your left foot now on top. Otherwise, your Adho Matsyendrasana versions. Your left foot on the outside of the right knee. You go to your left. Break the pose, lie down on your back for Shavasana. Allow the whole body to sink down. Give this body the opportunity to rest now. Sometimes the best offering is to respect the limitations of the body. Do the best that you can, but not to the point where you bring yourself into a place of pain or suffering or anxiety. If you're not enjoying it, others will be affected by what you are feeling, what you are doing. Think always of the offering. See yourself as one of a whole, one little constituent of a whole. Once again, I return your attention to a quote by Krishna Das. Through these practices, we remove the delusion of separateness little by little. We are not separate of each other. We are all one, all sparks of the same fire. And we are the same as that fire. Through the practice, we remove the impurities that exist at all levels, physically, mentally, and spiritually. The physical impurities show themselves up as feelings of blockage, whether in the muscles or in the internal systems. Feeling of withholding tension or stoppage of some sort. So inhale, imagine great beams of light and energy coming into those areas to dissolve those blockages. So you can feel freer, softer. The mental impurities, they're the impressions that form, that mislead us into these delusions of thinking that we are the body, the mind, and the emotions. We identify too much with them, and that's when the suffering comes. For we are not the body, nor the mind, nor the emotions. The greatest impurity of the mind that causes suffering is not knowing the nature of the true self. which is the same ultimately as God's. So inhale those great beams of light and wisdom into the mind, and imagine them destroying all those impressions, all those illusions that cause us to not recognize a true self, which is infinite, eternal, immutable, and stainless. And now the impurities of the heart and the soul, that which causes us to stray from the ethical rules, the comportment that is not in alignment with the ethical rules, that causes us to cause pain either to ourselves or to others, or suffering to ourselves and to others. So inhale the love, the great love of God into the heart to destroy all those tendencies, those behaviors that cause pain and suffering. This practice, at the very foundation of it, is the adherence to these ethical rules, yama and niyama. Without them, there is no success in the meditation. The mind will always be restless and desiring things that cannot fulfill us completely. Now it's time to take this into our day-to-day lives. Continue to practice yama and niyama, observe yama and niyamas in the day-to-day life, in all our interactions. Prepare to come back to seated position in a way that is gentle, mindful, and reverent. Remain always established in the center of the chest and right side of the physical heart, the spiritual heart where God resides. You don't have to look any further than your own heart. Always come back to the heart. That's where God is. We'll close now with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Instill the peace deep within and send it out to all beings everywhere. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. All is within. Namaste. Merci tellement d'être venu, pour vos efforts, pour votre amour, votre soutien. C'est tellement apprécié et ça me fait grand plaisir, honneur. Merci, merci beaucoup. Thank you. Beautiful practice, guys. We did a lot of different things today and you did awesome. So thank you.
Thanks for meeting. It was very nice. Enjoyed it.
You too. Bye bye. Au revoir, Georgia. Merci beaucoup. Ça va bien? Oh. Bisous à vous tous et votre belle famille aussi. Oui, il va beaucoup mieux maintenant. Oui, merci beaucoup. Oui.
Au revoir.
Oui, oui, bien sûr. Ok, au revoir. Bye bye.